Hey guys, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Today I got a new product here and it's a security camera and it's from a brand Reolink. And now I have lots of cameras here on the property already. I have 9 Ring cameras, I have 8 Blink cameras, and I have 4 Fos cams. And so this is the first time I've tried a Reolink product, but what's special about it is that it has 2 cameras side by side in the same unit to give you a wide field of view without distortion. So let me open it up real fast. I'll go through what I think of it, and then I'll get the app out and play with that, and then I'll go set it up outside by one of my Ring cameras, and I'll compare it. It's supposed to have human and vehicle detection, and obviously alerts and recording with SD card. Play with the app. We'll test it out. It has color night vision and some various things I want to play with and see. This one's a Wi-Fi version. They also make a pure Ethernet one that's power over Ethernet, and then they make a solar powered one, and so there's some different variants here. But let me get this opened up, and then we'll go through the setup process and get it installed. That obviously is your 2 cameras, and so you can see one's pointed that way, one's pointed that way, and that's going to give you a very wide field of view. All right, so that gives you 150 degrees of field of view left to right, and then it's like 44 degrees tall. A lot of these security cameras I've had, or I have right now, they're 1080p. And so there are certainly times when I like having a higher resolution. Some of them are just starting to get into the 2K and 4K range. But this guy looks like it's nice quality. This is actually just now launching. They have a lot of the other cameras in their single lens. This is the Duo Cam, and it's just now launching, available for pre-order. I think you can't even quite buy it just yet here at the end of September of 2021, but you can get it next month. So it has a little bracket that you use. This is what you would install on the wall, and then when you get that installed, then you come in with this guy, and it gets mounted with a little security screw to keep it in place. Then obviously you can pivot that. This has an AC adapter with it, with a power cable. This is like I think it comes with a 1 meter cable on this guy, but since it's probably not within a meter of a power outlet typically, they also give you this extender. I think this one is 3 meters if I'm correct. So I think you get something like 4 or 5 meters total of distance from them. And then obviously you could get extension if you needed to. Comes with a short Ethernet cable, which I'm not going to use because I'm going to use the Wi-Fi. So I got 2 antennas to throw on it. The other thing that they do give you is a waterproof Ethernet connector. So this is something that will fit over the Ethernet end, and then it has rubber O-rings and seals that allows you to screw it into here directly, and it's watertight. Since a lot of Ethernet connectors by default are not waterproof. And then obviously this little guy, the power cord is okay as it is, so it's semi watertight. So this is obviously waterproof rated. I guess I should say water resistant. They're not waterproof, you can't submerge them, but they can be outside, they can be in the elements in rain and snow and whatnot. So in here, the only thing maybe of note besides the owner's manual, and you do get a little Reolink sticker to tell your thief what kind of camera they're on. The other nice little thing, they give you a template for this mount, so you can easily drill into your surface you're mounting to, or go and take this and figure out where it fits if you're trying to place it somewhere kind of tight. So let me put it together real fast, and then I'll find a place to go mount it. Alright, so it does have a place for a micro SD card on the bottom side. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that in there before I forget, and then I'll play with the app and see what exactly features it has built into it. All right, so now I have it all together. It's very quick and easy to put together. Of note is this bracket can attach to the bottom or it can attach to the top, so it can be under an eave mounted. Obviously you probably want to have it up top, or if you are mounting it either on top of something, or this this ball can rotate, and then you would have this guy pointed back, so it's on like a vertical wall. So it can kind of configure however you need it to sight. So now I'm going to go on my phone and I'm going to go in here and search for the Reolink app. So I'm going to install that app. Alright, so now I have that app. I haven't created an account or logged in or anything yet, but it looks like I can maybe still add a device without even logging in. So let me just plug in this guy to power. Alright, so it's making noises, so hopefully that's a good thing. So let me go in here and see. I'll add the plus sign, take a picture. Alright, I didn't see. There's a QR code. Okay. So let me let it do this for me. Alright, so I scanned the QR code that's on the underside of this device. Alright, so I'm going to tell it that I want to do the Wi-Fi configuration. Yep, powered on. Yep, had the ding sounds. Took a little bit.
Camera is connecting to your router. Please wait.
It took a little bit. It wasn't quite as smooth as I would prefer. I'm not sure what it needed. The QR.
Connection to the router succeeded. Welcome to Reolink.
Alright, so it said it worked. And then I'll create the name. I'm just going to call it generic name for now. Alright, so, okay. Alright, so there we go. Now we can see. Alright, so this is interesting because I have the two different cameras, and on here right now it's showing up as two individual cameras, as you can see, but obviously there's a way to put them together. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so there's just that little toggle there. Now let me click on it. Alright, so here you can see, it's not perfectly lined up there where it's blending the two images together. There is a little bit of a divide right dead center. But otherwise than that, it looks like it has this full range of view, which is nice. So let me see if I'm recording here. Alright, so now I'm recording. So let me just do some movements here so I can see how this all works. Obviously I got sound on there. So we'll stop that. So that's saved. Well, let me play with some settings here. We got alarm. Oh, I can make this thing have a siren. I don't want to do that. The kids are asleep. Here's a light. Oh, if the lights work. It makes the dog a little upset. Okay, so those lights are pretty bright. I must say. Let me turn these things off. Wasn't expecting that. Dog doesn't like the reflection lighting. Alright, so let's see what other types of... Alright, so here's my settings. So I can turn on push notifications. For the motion zones here, you can take this pen and you can draw whatever you want to be used as your motion detection, and it's fairly precise, the pixel level that you can pick. So you can just pick whatever areas you want to either detect motion or not detect motion, and you can do that for each camera here. So so that's just giving me push. So obviously it detects me, which is good. Can I delete? Okay, yeah. All right, so I can delete those. So I'm just gonna have it everything right now. I'm gonna back out of that. Obviously you change the sensitivity. Here's how it does the smart detection. So there's a couple different options for how good it's at people and vehicles. So I'll have to mess with that and see how good of a job it does, and I'll compare it to the Ring to see, because Ring obviously has at least the people detection as well. And then motion detection level, look at how sensitive it is. So I'll probably have to play. Okay, so this is interesting, and this is something I don't think Ring has, at least not directly, but it is looking at how big of an object. So this is actually pretty neat. So it looks like it's maximum size and minimum size for a vehicle. So obviously if I have a little toy RC car out there, maybe I don't want to have a vehicle motion get triggered off that. So that's interesting. That's something I'll have to play with as well. All right, detection alarm. Okay, I just went through that. Display. Okay, let's mess with the quality here. Looks like it's got a couple different options there. The frame rate can be as high as 25. Obviously it takes up more disk space. The default is 15 frames per second. And then you have a couple different bit rates here that you can mess with. So by default it looks like it's the full resolution, but it's about mid-range for bit rate and for frame rate. So something to consider. If you want the highest and best, then go ahead and set it that way. And so I'm actually going to do that, especially for showing you guys how good of a quality it is. So let me go to the highest and save that, and then day and night, and then it's brightness. Okay, and then you can tell if you want the date and time. I don't like it in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to do them both bottom. So watermark, sure, I'll leave that. So what's interesting is that it really treats both of these cameras as two separate entities. It's not really the same thing. So I'll be interested to see when it saves. Is it saving the date and everything twice, or does it filter that out? Alright, well I think that's about it for this setup. So now what I want to do is get this guy placed outside and see how it does. So obviously it's kind of dark right now, but I'm going to put this up just kind of temporary. I'll put a ladder up and put it right by my Ring camera. Since my final location, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to place it just yet. But for demonstrations, I'm going to have it right out front, and that way we can do some A to B comparison and see how it does. Alright, so I know it's dark out here, but I'm going to step out here and show you what I have set up. Alright, so that second light that just came on, that noise, so you can see the one that's not on the ladder, that is my Ring camera, and then the one up on the ladder is the Ring Duo. So I have them almost side by side, and they're just pointed out at the front of my house. So I'm going to compare how well they do. I'm going to turn them off individually so that they don't, the light doesn't interfere with each other. So I want to see how each one performs by itself out here. But step out here and show you I have set up. Alright, so that second light which came on, that noise, so you can see the one that's not on the ladder, that is my Ring camera, and then the one up. Alright, so after playing with this over the weekend and getting some footage of it out there with cars coming by, people coming by both day and night, you know, what I have to say is the image quality is so much better than my Ring Spotlight that's out there. You know, those are 1080p, but the other addition to that resolution is any kind of compression. So with Ring, with it being cloud-based, they compress those image files so they can upload them quicker and store them more efficiently since they're paying for all that storage. This does the local SD card storage. Now you can also pay for cloud subscription as well, but you know, all this stuff here was stored locally. And a note on that is it actually stores both the main and secondary quality, so you can pick two different qualities. And you know, this is maybe more important if you're looking at if you have an NVR system, you know, like a network video recording system that saves files, so you can have two different levels of quality. And typically the smaller quality one would be one if you have like a screen with all your cameras showing at one time. You'd want that to be lower res, so it takes up less bandwidth. So it stores both of those qualities on the SD card. And then there is a app, then you go in there and you can see all these events. The other nice thing that this does, especially compared to the Ring, is you can have this record continuously, and it can be a schedule. So you can say, hey, record continuously like let's say during my business hours, right? And or outside business hours, whatever it may be. And it will always record and just overwrite the old footage. You can also do where it's very sensitive and always records based off motion, but it only notifies you based off it being a vehicle or a person that it recognizes. So that's probably the one that I would use the most often, because sometimes it's interesting, you know, wildlife I get out there or something. It would be nice to have it recorded, but I don't want my phone always blowing up every time something happens. So by relying on the AI for detecting people or vehicles helps keep the push notifications down to a minimum where you don't want them. Now, I did not see like a snooze feature, which is something I do like on my Ring cameras, where I'm able to say, hey, I'm running outside, I'm mowing the grass, or we're all out playing, and I don't want push notifications going off. So that's a nice feature I do like. The quality of this seems to be good as far as the physical quality. This white part is plastic. This guy folds down because I haven't tightened it up. But, and then this black part is actually, I think it's aluminum on there. So that is, you know, seems to hold up well. I don't see any problems with that. The lights are bright. The microphone appears to be probably actually more sensitive than the Ring one, but the speaker, which is in the back here, does not seem very loud. In fact, I would say it's quiet enough where it's almost not that usable to me. You know, there is a siren. I tried that out. The siren is not very loud, so I don't see that as a great deterrent. The Ring siren is actually much louder, where it does you know, startle you and get your attention. This one's quiet enough that I think, for me, with me being so far away from neighbors, I don't think any neighbor could even hear that siren going off. So that's the downside. The other, you know, the downside about this two cameras, and I didn't really think about that, is, you know, it's really treating them as two cameras. It does a little bit of merging. So on the phone app, you know, you turn your phone sideways and it's showing you both of them simultaneously. But when it records video, it's only recording one camera. And so it's only recording that one file for that side. And maybe that's not really a huge deal, but let's say I have something that goes across both cameras multiple times. You have to pull up both videos files separately on your computer to view them. Now in the app, like I said, it will put them together for you, but if you actually wanted to save those files and use them for something, you have to merge them yourself with a video editing software or something else. So that's just something, I guess, depending on your usage, that would matter more than for other people, but that was something I didn't really think about. Otherwise, I think the dual camera is fantastic, and you get the resolution where you want it, and you don't get extra resolution, or you don't need a 4K or 5K camera with a big fisheye to get the quality that you need. And so, you know, this one is so much better for picking up the details, license plates, that kind of stuff, even faces, than the Ring one is. So it really kind of actually is putting a little bit of a shift in my mindset, where I have a lot of Ring cameras out there, and it's great for getting a quick sense, or hey, someone came by or someone didn't come by, you know, here's the type of vehicle, or here's the type of clothes you're wearing. But this will go a step farther and give you like a close-up of their face or a close-up of that license plate. So much better detail, and you know, the price is actually cheaper than a lot of the Ring products. So I look forward to seeing what else they come out with. You know, they do have multiple different variants, which is nice. So this one is the Wi-Fi version. They also make one that is cell-based, and they make one that is battery in Wi-Fi, and then they make one that is power over Ethernet. And I think I'm not sure if I'm forgetting one or not. I think that's about it. But so they have different options there depending on how you need it. Oh, I guess solar was the other one I was thinking about, so that you don't need power to it. But yeah, so they have lots of different options, and surely they have one that would fit your needs. So I would oh, one problem I did find with it, and I'm sure this is part of it being a pre-production unit, is the for motion detect, you have a detection zone, right, where you tell it, hey, look for motion only in these areas, don't look at for motion in these other areas. For that, you have to set it for each camera, but the way that their app works right now is it's only one detection zone setting. So if I block out the middle of camera 1 and I switch over to camera 2 detection zone, that same block is blocked out, and if I edit it, it edits on both cameras. So you don't have an independent motion zone for each camera, which obviously doesn't work pretty much ever, because each camera has a different field of view. So I did talk to them about that. That is a bug that is being corrected, and so then you'll have 2 different motion detect zones, one for each camera, and they'll be different, which is what it needs. But besides that, I didn't really run into any issues with this camera, and I look forward to using it some more. Okay, everyone, hey, if you like this video, I do want to encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified of future videos. My channel does have a wide range of topics. This is technology. I do a lot of cell phone technology, smart home, Wi-Fi, that sort of thing. But then I also do things on things I build with both wood and metal, fun things I do with my kids, dirt track, ATVs, that kind of stuff. So if you like seeing everything that I do here on my property, check out my channel. Go to my channel homepage, you'll see all the other videos on there, and stay tuned for more content.